Great classic scene.
These fingers, dear heart, there's always a war and a tugging, one against the other. Now watch him. Oh, brother, left hand. Left hand.
Well, you get the idea. Don't want to waste any more time. One of my favorite classic films of all time is Night of the Hunter by Charles Laughton. Charles Laughton was a veteran character actor, and this was actually the first and only film he ever directed, which is really odd. I mean, when you watch a film like this, you'd think that he'd definitely direct more films because there's a lot of skill involved in this. He definitely did a very good job with directing this film. It's definitely a film to be impressed by. I have the Criterion DVD, 2 discs. I wanted to get the Blu-ray of it, but Barnes & Noble didn't have it, so I just settled for the DVD. Night of the Hunter is it was based on the Davis Grubb novel, which is a real classic, best-selling novel. It's about a Peter Graves, that's who he is, robs a bank. Well, it's kind of implied that it's a bank. Well, actually no, I think it's not a bank, but I don't remember what he robs, but he kills someone in the action, so they hang him, and he kind of leaves his family without a father, but he was able to hide the money for his children before he gets arrested, and his cellmate is a really sadistic creature, like one of the greatest villains of all time, in Robert Mitchum, who's the one you just saw before with the love-hate knuckles. The scene that I showed you was also done in Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee, which is a real classic also. One of the best films about racial tension ever made, I think. And so he basically marries her, was played by Shelley Winters, and really, he's so sadistic in this one. And what makes it so much better than Max Cady, in my opinion, of course Max Cady is in Cape Fear, the original, with Robert Mitchum, is that in Cape Fear, everyone kind of knows that Max Cady is a convict and he's up to no good. They just can't prosecute him because he hasn't done anything, or at least they can't prove that he's done anything. But in this, everyone takes it to heart, his preacher appearance, so the kids are the only ones that kind of see past the preacher outfit into his sadistic nature. And the film is kind of set up to 2 parts. One is a definite horror film kind of thing, like it's real. Robert Mitchum really wreaks havoc in the first part. And the second part is kind of like The Fugitive, where he's after the kids. And the second half is more lighthearted. It features Lillian Gish, who is a real veteran actress, who is in Birth of a Nation in 1915. So this is 40 years after her Birth of a Nation. She was also in Intolerance. She was a veteran with D.W. Griffith, who was one of the... I don't think you can find anyone who won't say that D.W. Griffith was probably in the top 2, if not the biggest pioneer of film in history. I mean, there's so many techniques that he started. I'll get into him some other day. Anyway, in terms of the Criterion itself, if you're interested in picking this up, which I do highly recommend, it's got great audio commentary, it's got a lot of features, and it's got a 2.5 hour reel of outtakes from the film. That's just great to watch. This is a classic, and it's got a lot of you can tell a lot of the influences that other films had on Charles Laughton directing this, most in particularly the German Expressionist films. I mean, there's one scene in general that really sticks out in my mind, and it's when Robert Mitchum is with Shelley Winters, and he slaps her. The whole setting looks like it came straight out of Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's straight out of a German Expressionist film, and I really love that style. I mean, I'm a big fan of German Expressionist films to begin with. Metropolis is one of my favorite films, and just to see that in a more modern film is awesome. It really adds to the atmosphere of the film. And the first time I saw it, I didn't really care for the second half of the film, but the second half really has grown on me. It's really a masterpiece in my opinion. I watched this so many times. It's definitely one of my favorite films from the 50s. Some of the other films that I watched as much as this from the 50s is On the Waterfront, Streetcar Named Desire, you know, just two off the top of my head. This film was not a success at all. It really didn't gross much, but and received kind of mixed reviews, but it has since become a classic. It's really blossomed into a masterpiece and a classic. I highly recommend checking this film out. I mean, I love this one. I remember for the longest time I've been wanting to check it out because it just kind of appeals to me. And someone told me that it was a terrible film, I should stay away from it. And I was like, oh, alright. I don't know why I listened to it. I mean, it just happens to be a coincidence. I haven't talked to the person since, but I'm so glad that I checked it out. But I don't even know why I listened to the person in the first place. Great film. Check it out. See ya.